Hey everybody, it's the WaitingForNextYear.com podcast. The morning after Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and it's over. It's over. The Cavaliers have no chance. The Warriors are exactly as good as we thought they could be. They beat the Cavaliers, and now after one game, the trophy, the rings, the championship, it all moves to Golden State. All is lost in Cleveland. I'm sorry to say, it was a fun run. It was fun to be champions, but it's over. It's over. Kevin Durant is the smartest man alive. He's better than LeBron James. It's just a matter of time till we all realize it. Steph Curry was always better than LeBron. Doing his toe touch kick raise things after three-pointers just embarrassed the Cavaliers, and now they've got no shot. They're done. It's over. Or the Cavaliers played a bad game against a really good team. The Cavaliers might be done. They might be. They might. They probably, they're underdogs. They should have been underdogs. They probably should lose 4 straight games to these Golden State Warriors. If the Golden State Warriors play the best they can possibly play for 4 straight games, the Cavaliers might just get swept. It could happen. But it's not over after one game. It's not. It's not. LeBron James is still the best player on the planet. The Cleveland Cavaliers did not play well. If you think that they can't play defense any better than giving all those uncontested dunks away, I got another thing for you. Come on. This team didn't hit any 3-point shots. This team got bullied and bruised by Andre Iguodala, by Steph Curry. They got out-muscled. One of the worst games I think we've ever seen Tristan Thompson play. And maybe it'll continue. Maybe the Warriors have the magic formula, but I think the Cavaliers still have a chance. I think they still have a chance. They got obliterated, I think, by 30 points in Game 2 last year. And I know this isn't last year, and this team has Kevin Durant now, but I think the Cavaliers have better basketball in them than what we saw through the second half of Game 1. I think they played mediocre in the first half, and the Warriors just missed a lot of shots. So the Cavaliers might be done, but not because they lost by 22, or I think it was 22 points, because they lost by 22 points in the opener. It's not over yet. Thank goodness it's not over yet. So Game 2 on Sunday, the Cavaliers have plenty of time to rest. The Warriors do too. They have some time to figure things out, how to counterpunch. They might want to start by limiting their turnovers. Holy cow, did they give the ball up a lot. And not in ways where it was like, gotta credit the defense. It felt like the Cavaliers were giving up turnovers just in the way that, like, when you're an adult and you're playing tennis against somebody who thinks they're better than they are, you just kind of hold your own. You keep it in play. Wait for the unforced error. I didn't feel like the Warriors were forcing the Cavaliers' errors yesterday. I think they were just playing active, playing within themselves, and waiting for the Cavaliers to just give it up. And the Cavaliers were happy, all too happy, to give it up yesterday. So it's in the books. It's in the books. We'll see. This week, the Browns signed Christian Kirksey to an extension. And it's not the most exciting, world-beating signing that you could ever imagine. I really don't think that, even though Christian Kirksey is the right age, that he could still be improving, and I think he probably still is improving. I think we all know kind of where his ceiling is, and in that respect, I think he got a really nice deal for himself. I think it's guaranteed $20 million over 5 years or 4 years, whatever it is. You know, it's one of those. It's upper level contract for a middle linebacker in the league. I think it made him like the 5th highest paid in terms of guaranteed money. But, you know, those are all based on the recency, and NFL deals are so complex. But anyway, so he gets a deal that the Browns lock up a guy from a really disastrous draft. We're talking about the Manziel, Justin Gilbert draft. Kirksey was from that draft as well, and all he did was work hard, earn a starting job, outperform his draft slot, and the Browns did the right thing rewarding that guy. It's something they've done a poor job of doing in the last 5 years. Whenever the Browns have had an opportunity to re-up a guy, it felt like we were in the middle of a regime change, or somebody had some immaturity issues like TJ Ward reported to have, and they used it as an excuse to never keep a guy, the middle class starters of the NFL. The Browns have just lost them left and right, one of which is Mitchell Schwartz. And I know I've talked that one to death, so I'll stop, but Mitchell Schwartz is an example. It's not the fact that they lost Mitch Schwartz. It's not the fact that they lost Travis Benjamin. It's not the fact that they lost Tayshaun Gibson individually. It's the fact that they lost all of them combined. It's the fact that they lost a whole bunch of those kinds of players over the last 10 years. Jabal Sheard, guys who earned starter jobs. They were never going to be superstars, but they're very valuable continuity type starter players for an NFL team, and the Browns have managed to not keep guys like that. They did a really good job with Ataba Rubin and some players, but they failed miserably on the whole. And so I think the signing of Chris Kirksey is emblematic that they're turning a corner on that kind of a thing. Again, it's not the difference between winning one game and winning 7, but it could be one of those pieces, one of those keys to turning a 1-win team into a 4-win team, and from a 4-win team into an 8-win team by the time he hits the 3rd year of his deal. Assuming they start to do everything else right, they should really be able to build upon a signing like Chris Kirksey. Let him solidify a position and then keep building around guys like that. You still have to nail your superstars. They still need their first-round picks to produce better than Justin Gilbert and Johnny Manziel. But if nothing else, you got to keep the guys who've earned starters jobs, and the Browns are doing that. It seems like they're finally doing that. Isaiah Crowell's up next. They have to get something done with Crow. If they don't, and again, you don't want to overpay, but what's overpaying really in the NFL? Especially in the next 2 years when the Browns have so much cap space and so much extra cap space. If they front load a contract on a running back by year 3 or 4, if the deal even goes that long, it won't even matter. But the fact is, with the receiving core the way it is right now, they're going to need Isaiah Crowell. They're going to need Duke Johnson. They're going to need guys like that. I know they're not, again, these aren't superstars. This isn't Adrian Peterson. But they need these guys really badly because they've got youth and inexperience and questionable productivity at the quarterback position. They've got the same thing at the receiver position. Through OTA, I know it's OTAs and we're not even at training camp yet, but Corey Coleman can't get on the field. Kenny Britt hasn't been on the field. The draft picks from a year ago, Higgins, I almost called him Hollywood Hogan. Hollywood Higgins and fill in the blank. Not only are these guys inexperienced and unproven, but they're going to be catching balls from equally unproven and inexperienced quarterbacks. This is the recipe that gets young receivers and young tight ends killed. Absolutely murdered. An inexperienced quarterback who's under pressure, who sets up a tight end to get his block, knocked off over the middle. I mean, that's a lot of what happened to Jordan Cameron, I think. I may be kind of rewriting history here a little bit, but that's the way it feels to me. That's the way it feels. So I don't know what the Browns are going to do at the receiver position, but I know they better not be done yet. They've got some serious questions to answer, and I'm not so sure that they've got the answer on the roster right now. I'm not down on Corey Coleman, but I'm just saying if you're trying to turn around your NFL team and you're going into a season with this many unknowns at the receiver position, including Kenny Britt, including Corey Coleman, and a bunch of even younger guys than that, it's something you got to think about. It's something you have to think really hard about, and I hope the Browns don't think that they're all good at the position. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about Game 1 of the NBA Finals. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Browns on this Friday. I'm working on some bookings for next week. I'm still chasing a couple of guests. I'm going to get better. It's been a little bit hectic here over the last couple weeks in my personal life and professional life, so especially with the holiday and Memorial Day weekend, blossom time here in Chagrin Falls. Anybody who knows me through social media knows that I was super duper involved with that, both for business and personal reasons. So hopefully things solidify here and we get this podcast back on track. Thanks so much for listening. I appreciate everybody sticking with us. The numbers are always still good. The numbers on that Ken Carman podcast were amazing. I love the fact that you guys listened to that one. And I totally, by the way, Inside Baseball, I totally screwed up that broadcast, that podcast, the recording, broadcast. I totally screwed up the recording. I went to record it. I checked my settings. I checked them again and again. Everything looked good visually. I brought it into my audio thing that checked the audio on a test, and we recorded that podcast. And only after, when I was editing it, did I realize that I recorded the entire thing through my MacBook microphone. I had a soundboard, a USB soundboard, audio mixer with two legit microphones, and Ken was talking into the microphone, I'm talking into my microphone, and at the end of it all, the way it turned out, what you heard was I accidentally recorded everything through my MacBook Pro microphone. So on the one hand, I'm pissed off at myself for making that mistake. I'm annoyed, really, really annoyed with myself. But at the same time, I'm kind of impressed that the MacBook Pro microphone just in the room was able to pick all that stuff up and make it listenable. So I apologize that it wasn't even better in terms of audio quality, but your boy dodged a bullet. I've yet to have to scrap an entire podcast, really, and I feel very lucky that I'm trying not to jinx those kinds of things, but I would have been really pissed off if I'd wasted 90 minutes of Ken Carman's time. You're just really pissed. So anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you next time. It's been the waitingfornextyear.com podcast.